Indie games have been the backbone of the Nintendo Switch. They really have. Surely there's been lots of great first-party stuff from Nintendo, and plenty of big hits from major third-party publishers, especially from the likes of Capcom, Bandai Namco, and Square Enix. But indie games have really shined on the Switch, and helped to keep a lot of the momentum going over the years for the console, and that will most likely be the case with the Switch too. Today's eShop video focuses on a bunch of those indie games, good ones in my view, that can be had for pretty cheap with the latest eShop sales and discounts. Let's kick things off with one of my favorite indie games for the Switch, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, which is the latest game in the famed Monster Boy series, and developed with input from Wonder Boy series creator Ryuichi Nishizara. A beautiful looking game, this game's gameplay continues with the Metroidvania exploration trend set by later games in the Wonder Boy series, specifically Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap, and it further expands on those elements with the biggest adventure yet to be had in the series. There's more areas to explore, new creature powers to obtain, while also improving upon and refining that classic core gameplay that the series is loved for. It's simply a wonderful game. It's got some beautiful graphics, it's very animated, and the music is wonderful too. It still has one of my favorite soundtracks in the entire series. An amazing game all around, this is one of my favorite indie games for the Switch, and I highly recommend this one. It's a worthy play. It's on sale in the eShop for 75% off currently. Have you ever wanted to own and operate your own arcade? Well, you can in Arcade Paradise. In this game, you step into the shoes of Astley, who's been forced to run one of his dad's old businesses, a laundromat, in order to shape up in his dad's eyes. Soon after being handed the keys, he discovers some arcade games in the back, and soon he realizes that these things could bring in more money than the laundromat itself. So as him, you're going to need to earn some coin, and get more machines, and expand the arcade on a quest to make it more profitable. You'll need to do chores to keep the business looking sharp, play those arcade games, and complete goals, and gather up all the money that you can in order to keep expanding. There's over 35 arcade machines to obtain, all fully playable, with some supporting local 2-player play, and each one has goals to complete. Now I've played through this game multiple times on several platforms, found the whole experience to be fun. I love the chillness of the game, and just playing the games, expanding the arcade, and all that. I do love this game, it's one of my personal favorites for the Switch, and I highly recommend it while it's on sale for 69% off, which is very nice by the way. For those looking for some good quality, but also inexpensive puzzle platformers for the Switch, should definitely consider the Teslagrad games. The Teslagrad games are some pretty nice puzzle platformers, where the player is tasked with using magnetism and electromagnet powers to solve puzzles, while also exploring each game's environment. Both games will test your skills and reflexes, as well as your brain power, with their puzzles and gameplay. The first one is a modern indie classic, and it was remastered a while back with updated visuals and quality of life changes that make it even better than before. That version is currently on sale in the Switch eShop for 80% off, making it super cheap in all regions. It's $2 here in the US, but look at those prices in Europe and such. It's pretty insane, less than €1 and £1, that's nothing. The sequel, Teslagrad 2, continues with the same gameplay, but this time adds some Metroidvania elements, along with a new protagonist, and it's even more fancier looking than ever before with its graphics. While it's not as nearly as popular as the first game, I still found it to be quite fun. And I mean, at those current prices, come on, it's on sale for 90% off, making it really cheap to get too, just like the first one. Now I'd really start with the first one, but if you like that one, then there's no reason not to pick up the second one. It's just so freaking cheap. I know this next one sounds like something that came out of Newgrounds, if you remember that website, but have you ever imagined if the Legend of Zelda series got masked up with guns? Well, if you have, then first of all, I'm pretty concerned, and second of all, I think I have the game for you, Trigger Witch. And as ludicrous of a concept as it sounds, it really is The Legend of Zelda gameplay combined with guns. And believe it or not, it's actually quite good. In this game, players assume the role of Colette, a prospective graduate from the Academy of Witchcraft and Trickery. Anyway, you set on an adventure in a top-down 2D open world with your magic and guns in tow. You explore and solve puzzles, find upgrades and all that, just like the Zelda games, through a visual style similar to the Link of the Past. But I do want to emphasize, the core gameplay here is spot on with its twin-stick shooting and mechanics. It is really fun to play. It's fun to use all the weapons in both shooting and using them with puzzle solving and all that. It all works very well and it's satisfying. It's a neat indie game, pretty inexpensive too, at 65% off. It's, by the way, is the cheapest it's been yet on the Switch eShop. PHOGS, as silly as it sounds, is a puzzle platformer that has you playing as two connected dogs, sorta like Cat Dog, if you remember that animated show. Except here, it's just all dog. Each dog is controlled by an individual player, or by both in single player, and you make your way by biting, barking, and bouncing together. It's a cute and charming game, but more importantly, it's pretty fun with its gameplay that is perfect for both young and old. This is a great one for the kids, it's also a good one for the adults. As fun as it is through single player, multiplayer co-op is where this game really shines, as it's fun working with another person in tandem to make things happen, and this often leads to some pretty humorous results too. Oh, and speaking of the multiplayer, this game does support online, which is a huge win, because most of these types of games typically seem to only support local play. It's on sale for 80% off currently on the eShop, which is the cheapest it's been yet, making it a pretty inexpensive pickup for the Switch. While we've already had a Legend of Zelda type game on this list, it is worth pointing out Blossom Tales, The Sleeping King, is another one in the same style, and it's really good too. Just, yeah, there's no guns in this one. For a Zelda style game, this one has plenty of action though. Lots of combat in this one that will keep you on your toes, with lots of variety and all. You got 5 dungeons to take on, a nice sized world to explore, plenty of fun gameplay. Yeah, this one is a good one. It's better than loads of other games that try to copy this style. It's also pretty inexpensive to pick up on the Switch, especially at 75% off currently. For those who love the Mega Man series, or just want a good 2D action game, then this next game is one you should definitely consider checking out. 30XX, at first glance, is definitely inspired by the Mega Man X series, but it does have its own twists. For one, it's a faster game overall, with plenty of combo options to deal damage to enemies, with 2 very distinct characters to play as. Secondly, 2-player co-op is a thing. Yes, 2 players can play at the same time through local or online play. Finally, this game, through its roguelike mode, allows you to play through the game where every time you play, the levels, items, enemies, and powers found throughout will change, allowing for tons of replayability. Of course, there is a classic mode if you prefer to go that route without the roguelike stuffs. This is a really fun game, it's really good, and yes, it shares a lot of similarities with the Mega Man X series, but wow, they did a wonderful job with this. This one is worth playing. It's currently on sale for 50% off, which means it's $9.99 for those in the States, and trust me, it's worth every penny and then some. In addition, there is a prequel out there, 20XX, and it's on sale for 80% off. While it's not as flashy or as amazing as the sequel, it is a solid game in its own right, and it's pretty inexpensive to get as well. Cris Tales is a turn-based RPG game that has you using mechanics of time, specifically using the past, present, and future in both puzzle solving while exploring and in its combat. For example, you might have to alternate between the past and present to speed up the growth of a tree in order to obtain its fruit for a quest. Or in combat, you might attack an enemy's shield with water in the present and then fast forward to the future to make it rust and crack. It's actually pretty neat how they use it in this game. The entirety of the game is pretty much based around this concept and portraying that in the sharp visual style actually kind of stands out a bit from other RPGs. Now look, this isn't the world's best RPG, it does have its flaws, but at 90% off, which makes it just a few dollars here in the States, it's so cheap that I consider it a no-brainer to pick up if you like turn-based RPGs. If you love the Super Monkey Ball games, then you should definitely check out a game called Marble It Up Ultra. The gameplay in this one is very similar, as you gotta guide a ball around, but instead of being a ball with a monkey, well, these are marbles. Players will need to guide their marble through challenges and obstacles, using power-ups along the way, as well as taking advantage of things like shifting gravity, bounce pads, and more in order to reach the goal. The gameplay in this one is spot on, the campaign is great, and the multiplayer is too. Speaking of the multiplayer, I found it to actually be better than most of the recent ones in the Monkey Ball games, and it's pretty cool that this one supports up to 8-player online play. So basically a whole bunch of people can join in the fun. Beyond that, there's trophies and medals to earn, and plenty of collectibles to find that will allow you to customize your marbles. Marble It Up Ultra is on sale for 55% off on the eShop, its biggest discount yet on there. And there you go, that's some awesome indie games that can be had on the eShop for big discounts. Again, I feel like indie games have been very important this generation to the Switch. There's just so many awesome ones, and it's pretty cool when you can pick them up for cheap. Anyway, that's it for me today. Stay tuned in the future for more videos. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you soon on the next one.